This is Elitom Elamin, Breatharian, a Breatharian teacher. And here I am in wonderful India at an ashram in Punjab, India. And this is a beautiful place, beautiful people, and there's really a lot going on dealing with the cultivation, exercises of dealing with our energy work, dealing with breath work, different forms of meditation. And more importantly, I love this ashram because everybody knows about the knowledge of the sun. The guru here actually teaches it, and also they know the knowledge of, guess what, being food free through the guru. So this isn't, as I teach this knowledge, usually when people run into it, they're shocked, they fight against it. That could be understandable, especially being in the Western culture. But here I am on the other side of the world now where this knowledge is famous, and they really love me because I come from the West, did the best I can, picked up the tools to come up out of that frequency, and here I am. And I'm coming back to show you this knowledge, so stop fighting against this and put down that turkey sandwich, put down that hamburger, and yes, you can even go past fruits. The war is over. Just learn, relax, and it's for those who want it. It's not about starving yourself, it's about knowledge, education, and being dedicated, a practitioner, a disciple to work on your energy body, which everybody has. The light is in all of us. Now, do this make sense so far?
Makes sense to me.
Now, listen at this. Let's go into the sun. The sun is the ultimate energy source on this planet. Even the foods you eat benefit from the sun. Now, there was a time when we had the knowledge that the only way you could receive protein is from meats. Okay, that was understandable. But now, since vegetarianism and veganism came on the scene, at first that knowledge was fought against. But now we're in a whole nother paradigm where knowledge has increased itself. Now we know we can get protein from all types of vegetables, all types of fruits. You put them up on the internet, there's a whole list of them. So now we can get protein from that. So where's this protein coming from? It's going through the meats, it's going through the fruits and vegetables. Now let's get into the sun. The sun being an ultimate energy source, it gives us great health benefits. It lowers blood pressure. It works with depression. It works with lowering cholesterol.
Speaking
it
of
works
which,
on our...
4 months food free.
Oh yeah, speaking of which, our friend is traveling with us, and she experienced 4 months of food free. Now, we're going to explain more about living on prana as we go on. But anyway, this knowledge is already here. We're bringing it across the board to everybody. Now, dealing with the sun benefits again.
4 food-free guys.
Oh, exactly. But then again, we're going to be real with it. I'm living and talking, and you can call me. We're not going to old mythical pictures and disciples. Now,
I love it.
as we go on, there's a whole list of sun benefits that it gives you. And you can actually look these things up on the internet again, on what it could do for you. And the reason why we had these benefits is because
There's we're at the ashram. We have to
be quiet. Sorry.
Can we go around the corner?
No.
Okay.
We'll go down.
Okay.
We have to be quiet. We're at an ashram and people are meditating because this is what they do. It's all about cultivate your energy, and you got to get your lifestyle into this type of phase in order for your energy to grow. So even living in an urban place, you have to redirect your lifestyle and your timing in order to have time to work on yourself. Do that make sense? Now, as we go on, okay, we could talk a little louder now. The sun has the ultimate benefits for the human being. And for some of you, you heard of sun gazing, but it even goes beyond that because you're living in the magnetic field of the sun. And the reason why we have these benefits from the sun, because our bodies are designed for it. Sunlight is awesome, it's beautiful, and it also feeds the human being. Now, just like when we dealt with the foods on protein, one time I found a dictionary that was very, very old, sort of like 1910 and stuff like that. And when I found the dictionary, I looked up protein, and this is what it said. Protein is the primary substance. And the definition was oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen, argon. It was the elements of the sun. meaning the elements of the air. Now listen at this, the primary substance. What is the primary substance of life? It is air. You are living in something. But it's not those things that we say there's oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen. You're also breathing in energy. You're breathing in more than just the air that science don't really talk about a lot. Many cultures talk about chi, prana, ki, of this substance that we're living in. And this substance is used within the spiritual practices. So no matter what road you take, if you be dedicated, it opens up the energy channels in us, and you can actually be a self-sustaining being. That's what spiritual transformation is all about. Instead of doing the things what an animal does, look for food, having sex, looking for shelter. We're going beyond now to really evolve ourselves, because this is our new evolution. Spirituality should take you to that place where you understand what this is about. Now, all
I have a
meditations,
question, important. The purpose of moving off of it is because there's a higher enjoyment.
a higher enjoyment. I'm glad you brought that
Okay.
up, because we are creatures of pleasure and delight. So right now you're saying, how can you leave food alone if it's so pleasurable? How can you leave sex alone if it's so pleasurable? But when we talk about there's a higher pleasure, that takes time to walk through that door. But when you walk through that door, like myself, I remember those foods I used to eat that I enjoy, but I don't want to do that now, because there's a new enjoyment living in the light. I remember those women and things that I slept with, but now there's a new enjoyment of being with the night, the new harnessing of energy, great health, a lot of energy. All of these benefits come with the package. But again, you have to make this transformational process. Now, going back to the sun, its benefits, and what protein is the primary substance. And it got nothing to do with you get your protein from an animal or the fruits. It's in the air you're breathing. This is why breath work is so important. In India, they call it pranayama, breath exercises. Now, what pranayama is very powerful. Again, it'll give you increased energy, better your health, clarity of thought, clear skin, clear eyes. It does all of this just dealing with the power of the atmosphere that we live in.
Where'd you do your pranayama this morning?
Oh man, it was awesome. I did it right in the ashram temple. We did our pranayama exercises, and this is how it should be every day. I'm in heaven right now. I love an ashram, but then again, my life is designed to be an ashram. No matter where I go, this is what takes place, because this is my new enjoyment, my new love. Now, so fasting, let's get into that. Fasting gives you the same benefits. Now keep in mind, a light bulb should go off in your head. You mean to tell me you could get healthier by not eating? See, the best diet, there's many diets out there, but the best diet is nothing at all. Hands down. Even doctors and scientists will tell you now that prolonged fast and stuff like this is beneficial for the health. Now, living on prana or breatharian is different than fasting, because it goes from temporary to long term. You understand? This is why you have to cultivate yourself, cultivate your energy channels, and understand what you're living in. This is knowledge. Do you understand? Protein.
I'm loving it.
So this is a protein that we're dealing with, and it's what you're breathing. You don't have to get it from external sources. Your body produces it from what it feeds off of, what it lives in. Right now, there's probably a fish in the ocean who's teaching a school of fish what they live in. Do you know you live in water? This sustains you. This is the primary substance. You don't need to eat other fish. And this is what we're dealing with now. Somebody got to tell you what you're living in. And your body does a homeostasis process called homeostasis, and it's an energy process. It does everything you put in your body, everything you think, everything you put on your body. Your body also always does an energy balancing act, dealing again with the primary substance, which is protein. You got to understand this. Now, as we go on with our development, not only fasting works for you, breath work. Let's take water and juices, for instance. Those are real high foods, because our bodies are mostly liquids. And by our bodies mostly being liquids, you will have real great improvements. So going on this path, stop starving yourself. So many breatharians come on this path, and they'll write me, I haven't ate such and such, and I plan on just going on. Okay, stop it. I already know where your knowledge is at. You're already breathing protein. The foundation is meditation. Stick with meditation, enjoy yourself, and over a period of time, it'll be a natural allowing as you start laying things down. Food is a relationship. You built those relationships up in you. Allow those relationships to break themselves off slowly until your ego, you can't get rid of it, but you can redirect it into this new pleasure, this new process of protein, the primary substance of life. So I hope you got a lot out of this. It was great. And we got more great videos for you, but keep in mind, protein is what you're breathing. And when you deal with photosynthesis that plants have already mastered, photo means light, and we live in the light. All of us are beings of the light. And synthesis means combining. For instance, they say we get vitamin D from the sun. Not exactly, but it's truthful. When the sunlight hits your body, you understand, or just living in this atmosphere, hit your body activates the other chemicals, and then it produces vitamin D. You understand, those are chemical reactions. That's what synthesis means. So your body does provide everything you need when you put it in the right situation, the right environment, with the right knowledge. Now, this is Elitom Elamin checking out. I hope you got a lot out of this. Checking out from India, beautiful place, beautiful people, but we'll be traveling all around the world, giving you new updates. Namaste.